I'm Chantal Roberts. I'm a nationally recognized insurance thought leader concerning insurance claims, handling practices, and procedures. Today on The Art of Adjusting, we are discussing boats because it's Memorial Day weekend and kind of the unofficial start of summer. I'm not going to discuss the really big kind of boats like yachts because those will have their own policies, but these are the kind of boats which would be covered under the homeowner standardized HO3 policy. And I will very briefly mention the commercial property or the commercial general liability policy. Of course, insurance companies may have different policies with different kinds of definitions. So you need to be aware of those things. A boat is defined as something that's principally designed to be propelled or moved on or in water by wind, energy power, or an electric motor. It also meets the definition of a quote motor vehicle in the policy because it's a self propelled amphibious vehicle. What you may not know is that there is a sublimit for boats, $1,500, which includes the trailer and the motor. Further, there's no coverage for any kind of portable electronic equipment that receives or transmits audio, visual, or data signals. So the portable radio, the TV, DVD player that you have on the boat, if it was stolen or goes overboard or something to that effect, would not be covered. So be aware that a boat would fall under coverage C, which is contents or personal properties. And with an HO3, that has a named peril. And that means that only specific types of coverages are covered. It's not the special form cause of loss, which is everything is covered except what's excluded. So remember how motorboats are considered to be motor vehicles. In section 2 of the HO3 policy, it talks about liability and its exclusions, and that's mainly for boats with power motors. To have coverage under the HO3, the boat must be a sailing vessel with or without auxiliary power, so a motor, and it also needs to be less than 26 feet in overall length. A boat with an inboard or inboard outdrive engine that is 50 horsepower or less and not owned by the insured, or a boat with an engine that has 25 horsepower or less. So again, the underwriters are really trying to make sure that the insured goes slow on a lake. Finally, you need to be aware that there may not be coverage for medical payments to others while on a boat because it doesn't meet the definition of, quote, insured premises, unless the insured brings his or her butler on board because that's a resident worker, and then it just gets confusing. But if you have enough money to bring a butler on board, then we may be looking at a standard CGL or commercial general liability policy. That policy makes it clear that the underwriters want a business to obtain the Watercraft policy, and it could be called hull insurance for property or liability insurance. They got very creative on the naming of that kind of policy for Watercraft. There is, again, very narrow coverage under the CGL policy for boats. Again, have to be less than 26 feet long. They need to be on shore. If the insured has assumed liability through a contract for the ownership, maintenance, or use of a boat, kind of like a waiver if they were out on the lake. So this week I've discussed boats, and there are several other caveats that I didn't even go over in the policy. And this is a good place to put that a layperson and an adjuster alike both need to read the policy because it's paramount to adjusting the claim correctly. Every claim is going to be different, and every insurer has different protocols for handling losses. However, this being in the litigated world that we're in, see below for some legalese. few claims go to a jury trial, and picking the expert who has been deposed most or who's gone to trial most may not be the correct expert. Failing to have a second set of eyes on the claim in order to save some expenses isn't always the best way to resolve a loss. As an expert witness and former claims adjuster, I'm sharing my experiences in the art of adjusting. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.